Chris Classic, 2016. First of all, I'm a New York nigga. New kicks, new chicks, and new fitted. You could put me anywhere, I'ma kick it. 125th G-Dep, let's get it. I hate when niggas say you make real hip-hop. I will still fuck your bitch in Gucci flip-flops. The problem is if I say anything intelligent, you call it conscious like it's somehow not relevant. I agree that this ain't really for KOD, but say la vie out the bows in the SUV. On my way to the Black Oscars, the late Oscars picked the artist for the Robert Glasper Ensemble. Oh, look, it's the LeBron sipping on Armand with the Simmons and the Carters and Obamas. What's up, the joke's up, got you niggas nervous like the ropes up. Now I'm not as melanated as the greatest, but I know chocolate Lugasa niggas who don't say this. Who's the nicest nigga you know of? For every joint that he got, I make four of. Oh, in these 16s, I got more of. Sip something clean, go ahead and roll up. For all the women whose Uggs are not leaning and drugs
Welcome
and
to
not
Misfits of Comedy podcast. It is your boy, C.J. Charles, in the house. I have a very special guest here, man, a veteran of the game, 23 plus years, Mr. Nima Williams.
What's up, y'all? Hey.
Let me say the proper accolades for this gentleman while he's here. He's been on BET Comic View, heard 7 times, Cedric the Entertainer's starting lineup, Comic Groove on Comedy Central. He got Diddy's Bad Boys of Comedy on HBO. Martin Lawrence's presents First Amendment, which is the post I put up, and tons of other stuff, man.
And White Boys in the Hood, which not a lot of people know about.
White Boys in the Hood. I didn't know about that. What channel that was on?
It was on, I want to say it was on Showtime. It was on Showtime. Hosted by Talent from New York.
Talent is the dude.
Man, he's so funny, man. I love Talent, man. That dude is, he off the head.
Killer. So where you from?
Originally Oakland, California. Oakland, California. Comedy Start, Oakland, California. First time ever on stage, Linnell hosted.
I love Linnell. I
Yeah,
met
we all
Linnell in
love
person
Linnell,
with Hope Flood when I went to a convention.
Yeah.
Linnell's so down to earth.
She's so awesome.
Easy to talk to.
Yeah, first time I ever got on stage was at Dorsey's Locker in Oakland, California, and Linnell was the host. And I had only been out of prison for 2 days.
Nice. Linnell, Oakland's a tough crowd.
Yeah, I didn't know what to expect. The funny thing is how I got on stage.
How you got on stage?
I actually told Oris Washington, the DJ, and nobody knew me there because I had been locked up for most of the 90s. I was locked up from 91 to 99. Okay. So I got out in 99, and I decided to become a comedian in jail, but I'll tell you the story about that. It's a crazy story. So I said, I'm going to get on stage. So we didn't have the internet even. We had the internet then, but I had never used the internet, so it was just completely foreign to me. I'm looking at newspapers, and I saw something about Dorsey's Locker doing comedy. I said, man, that's right up the block, and that's right down the street. Mm-hmm. Which is almost Berkeley, but it wasn't far from me. So I go up to Oris Washington, and I told him, I said, hey man, I want to get some stage time. He said, well, what's your name? I said, Nima Williams. He said, what have you been on? I said, Comedy Central. And they didn't, it's a black club, so they didn't know who I was. I could have been on Comedy Central.
Right.
So then Linnell announces me as she's worked with me before, because she's showing love. She's not going to not say that. She's going to say, very funny dude, worked with him before. He recently did Comedy Central, come to the stage. So I go up there and, I do a 5. I do 5 minutes. And it wasn't my first time doing comedy per se, because I had actually been doing comedy in jail for almost a year. Right. So I was actually doing stand-up in jail, which is a crazy story. I'll tell you more about that. So then I do my set, and then I about to get off. I got some claps, which is, Dorsey's Locker is a thug-ass crowd. It's a hard room. Mm-hmm. It's like when Sean Larkin used to do the ice. What's the ice spot he used to do over here? It's a room he used to do a long time ago. Yeah, rough. So as I'm getting off, I hug her and I said, this is my first time on stage, sis. And she just said, hold up, pulled me back and said, this is this N's first time on stage. Mm-hmm. Man, give it up for me. They all showed me love. So the funniest thing about that, there was some Oakland comics there, Daniel Dugard, Kirk McHenry, a few cats were there, right? And I'm still very institutionalized, extremely institutionalized. So I get off stage and they call me in the back to come talk to me as a comic, and I thought they wanted to fight me. Right. So we get in the back of Dorsey's Locker, and I'm like, what's up, man? What's going on? and their faces was like,
Hold on.
Whoa, what are you talking about? We comedians. We want to know if you want to know about more comedy spots. And I was like, oh, yeah, I'd love to.
Let me calm myself down.
I mean, in jail, let's go in the back. I thought that meant they had some kind of weird beef with me. I didn't know. I didn't understand anything. So I thought they wanted to fight me. I walked to the back, like, what's happening? What's up? They were so perplexed. I was like, who is this white man flipping out, ready to fight us?
So how did you do the comedy in jail? How'd that go?
Oh man, it's such a crazy story, man. I always wanted to be an actor when I was young. I always wanted. I did a lot of youth theater when I was young. I always had a dream to be, in Hollywood somehow. And then, times got rough. Late '80s, I started selling dope a little bit. Okay. And then, by 90, 91, 92, I got locked up. And I'd say probably my last couple years I was locked up. There was a full lockdown. And my roommate at the time was this dude named, I can't remember his name right now. It's killing me. I haven't forgot this dude's name ever in my life. I'll come back to it. I'll remember. It was my roommate. Okay. He was a rapper. And he actually got signed to a label on the street. And he was a very talented rapper, extremely talented. But he got out, he was still on parole, went back for domestic violence, did a bunch of years, never heard from him again. Straight Lace, that's his name, Lacey Jackson, Straight Lace. Straight Lace was his rapper name. So the guards, the COs put together a talent contest because they wanted to hear him perform. Basically, you couldn't exclude any racial group. So they had to put together a talent show. The white boys can be involved, the Mexicans can be involved. By the way, I was not with the whites in jail. I was with the Bay Area 4 and 5. So I was, if the whites were on lockdown, I was still out. The blacks were on lockdown, I was not. So I was never, So my roommate was a black dude, Lacey Jackson. So I was on complete lockdown because I had just been in a fucking riot. I had just been in a riot against the whites on the side of the Muslims because my boy from EPA, these Aryans, they was walking around and sitting next to the Muslim cats. It was the Answer Muhammad's, and they was just slicing faces. Damn. So a lot of dudes were getting out with these $150s. And the white boys who was going to do it with people with no, they was trying to earn their stripes. They was little dudes who wasn't about nothing. They'll sneak up on you and slice your face. So I had just got off lockdown for a whole other reason. Oh, my nose was broken at the time. That's right. I got in a fight. Samoan dude broke my nose. Like, oh, he beat the shit out of me. Damn. So I'm on phase 1, which means you can only come out your room 1 hour a day, and I'm lifting the weights and shit. I look over and I see my man Sal from EPA, and I'm not thinking Muslim, white. I'm not thinking nothing. I'm always against the whites in prison. That's just how it was. So I'm seeing him. These 3 white boys are jumping on him, and I thought they were slicing his face. So I'm actually laying on the ground doing some tricep joints, and threw it down, ran over, and I grabbed the one white dude. I started fighting. So me and Sal whooping these 3 white dudes. 3-on-1, Sal probably could have took him, but I think he was surprised. And that was a big dude. Right. So me and him beat the hell out of him. So there were more black people on the yard that day than there were white people. And all gang affiliations joined in simultaneously. The Crips, the Bloods, even the Fresno 14s. There were some black dudes who were Fresno 14s, was basically Norteños, but they still were black. Beat them white boys like it was a civil rights anthem. Like it was, they beat them white boys. It was a horrid scene. Congo drums. I'm talking stomping out. They took all the civil rights out on their faces. And they wanted to blame somebody for it. And it was a very racist situation where the guards were kind of racist. And why is this white dude beating up these white dudes? I faced a lot of racism in there. The guards were very mad at me. So they blamed me for starting a dorm disturbance, which is I incited the riot. So I got a whole lockdown from that. So when I got off of lockdown, I was in a SHOE program. People don't know what the SHOE program, it actually stands for Solitary Housing Unit. Okay. So that's what the SHOE is. The SHOE program, 24 lockdown. So while I was in the SHOE program, the white officers were treating me semi-poorly. They let me get jumped on a little bit by some white dudes, and they were denying me some shower time and some rec time, nothing too serious. So this dude had become a lead officer on this one hall called American Hall, which is a program hall. And program hall is kind of like, if you ever watch Oz, Oz is supposed to be like Emerald City is supposed to be where all the programmers live. So this black lead officer took me off of there, and he justified having me in that hall because he said, we need workers to be on this hall, trustees to be on this hall. If somebody drops their phase or the phase 1, We need a worker to be here. So he got me taken off, put on American Hall. Now what happened in that situation is I went from the 23-1 lockdown with nothing in my room, not even books, to a room with a 13-inch TV with all kinds of zoom and whams, cookies and snacks and noodles. And
nice.
I was in heaven.
Upgrade.
I was still on 23-1 lockdown, but I was in absolute heaven because I had a TV and food. So me and Lacey got real tight. Meanwhile, while this is happening, Lacey Jackson gets a deal. He's about to do this talent show joint. Yeah. So everybody who wants to be in the talent show, you're supposed to put your flag out the window. Now, flag is a piece of paper that you roll up and stick it out the slot in your door and wave it up and down. So if they see the flag in your slot in your door, that means, come to my door and take my name. So they came to my door to take my name, and the cop was like, Williams, you're on modified program. You're not coming out here. You can't be around other inmates. And I said, oh, man. He said, and they tried to call a bluff on me and said, he said, I'll put you in if you perform. And I said, all right, put me down. So I didn't know what to do. So I got on the wired vent system. We can all talk to each other. So with the vent system, we yelled at the vent system. So I started talking to other people from the Bay Area. I was like, what can I do? I ain't got no talent. So we used to have these rap battles on the yard. And I can't freestyle to save my life.
I can't either.
I cannot freestyle. It's a thing that I hate about myself. I wish I could, man. I'm so jealous of people who can freestyle. I can't.
I agree.
I can only freestyle comedy.
I'm part of that.
I cannot freestyle. And nowadays, the new freestyling is people kind of talk it, but I used to kind of do that. I would freestyle, but snaps. Right. But there was no beat or cadence to it. Right. They would come to me in the circle, and the beat would stop, and I'd snap on people. Right. And they'd let me snap for people, and they go back around. So, I got back on that night. I got on the wire with when I got the day I got signed up for it. I got on the wire and said, "Well, what can I do? I don't have any talent." And all of them was like, "Man, you funny as hell. Do some comedy, bro. You funny as shit, man. Do comedy." Right. And I was like, "I don't know how to do comedy." I had never seen live comedy. I had never seen BET. I had never seen any type of comedy in my life. The only thing I'd ever seen, I've heard albums. I heard Richard Pryor. I heard Eddie Murphy. I had heard comedy, but I didn't know how to do comedy.
How to perform. So
I sat there and said, well, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? So I went up there and snapped up. But this is the funniest part. When it was time for me to go out, I took my jeans, I put them under the bed, just creased them and pressed them. I shined up my work boots because I had my trade boots. They gave me all my gear back. Right. I couldn't go outside in them, but I possessed them. Right. You got trade boots, your brown boots. I got my jeans. I got my sweatshirt all creased up. I'm ready to go. Talent show. Cop comes to the door. He's like, nah, bro, you cannot come out here like that. You get stripped down, get your drawers, because you ain't coming out here like that. So I had to go out to do a talent show in my boxers with leg irons and hand shackles. They had leg iron me and hand shackles.
God damn.
So I had to get out there with the leg irons and the hand shackles because I couldn't be around other inmates if you're not on the same phase. Right. So I did the talent show, and basically I just snapped on the guards. I snapped on the guards. I made fun of dudes. This one dude, I swear to God, every time we used to put a little cardboard in our little windows about this big when we taking a shit. And he would come over to every door we saw like that and make us take it down. He the only one that did it. I was like, you want to look at dicks, man? It's obvious. So it was just stuff like that. And I won the talent show, but Lace wasn't in the talent show. But the craziest part about it is I won the talent show over a known rapper, Scary X. Scary X was in the talent show. I was locked up with Scary X. If you know who Scary X is? I do not. And you put up one of his songs, it'll bug you out. He was very talented, very shame. Bad thing happened to him. White boys jumped him, and he was never quite the same because he came out with a song called "All the Peck of Wood's Better Hide Tonight." I'm in jail because the white man got me. Fuck a peck of wood. So the Woods called himself in jail Peckerwoods. Wood, what's up, Wood? What's up, Wood? So they jumped on him, and he got messed up. So I saw him again when I got out, but he never was like. But Scary X is a very, very talented, extremely well-known rapper from the Bay Area. And so I won the talent show, and they didn't give me nothing special, some noodles and something. But I'm telling you, when people talk about falling in love with stand-up comedy, I'm up there in my drawers, shackles and leg irons, and I felt so wonderful. Just the audience, and I made these Aryans laugh. I made the essays laugh. The Norteños and Serranos was laughing. They was all laughing at one time. Best feeling in the world. So then, for the rest of my time, I had a couple years left. I started putting together talent shows. They used to let me do comedy when we did Trade Movement. So when we do Trade Movement, everybody got to sit down in chairs, and everybody got to be on quiet, no talking. Everybody on silent. You cannot talk because they got to hear the radios. And everybody goes in a line and walk to their trade. You walk all around till you go to each of your individual trade classes. Trade is like auto mechanics, culinary arts, whatever your trade is if you're not in high school. You got to have a job in jail to keep your phase that you want. And I got my phases back. I was back to phase 3. And they used to let me entertain them as we sat. So every day, morning school movement, I'd get up. And nobody else could say nothing, so it was just like a comedy club. They couldn't say nothing back. They couldn't snap at me. So I had full autonomy to just do jokes. But they would tell me, they'd yell something. I heard that one, stuff like that. You could yell at me, but you can't be too much. But I had to come up with new material. I had to write jokes. The problem is once I got out, all my jokes were about jail.
So you had to write new news.
Yeah, but also people tell me I should do more jokes about jail. I don't find a lot of humor in it. I'm trying to. I know people do, but I get weird about it, man. I'm kind of traumatized. I didn't find a lot of humor in that
But
place.
then a lot of these people relate to some of the stuff I'm saying right now, too.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes they do. I do have one joke I do about this dude making me read a letter from his girl in a woman's voice. And it's a funny as hell, but it's a semi-true story. The real story behind it was my homeboy, and he asked me to, and then as a joke, he said, reading a woman's voice. And this was before I even thought about doing comedy, this in county jail, and that always stuck with me, how funny that was. So then I switch it around as a comedian, because the jokes, the punchline's got to be a surprise.
Exactly.
So then I make it a true story. So he reads, I got to read the joke in a woman's voice, and I end the joke with, it's his girl saying, I can't wait till you get out and beat up this pussy, but if you ever want this pussy again, don't you fuck that white boy in your room. That's the punchline. She didn't say that yet. Yes, she did. You can't even read it. So that's where you take something in real life and add a punchline to it, because that didn't happen, but that makes it funny.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
He actually, as a joke, said, man, read that shit in a woman's voice. Because I would read his mama's letters in a woman's voice to be funny. I was always funny in jail. Like, I was always funny with my roommates. I got along with people because I was funny. But, jail rules, I sure fought a lot. It just ain't no getting around. I don't care how nice of a person you are. I don't care how much people like you. I don't care what you think you're going to go in there and not have to fight. You are going to fight. It's just all there is to it.
So as a comedian, right, are there any, with today's climate of comedy, do you feel there's any jokes, any topics you can't touch? Anything that you kind of stay away from?
I mean, well, people are so PC now, man. It's hard to even, it's a tough one, man. I try not to think like that, but I felt more so recently than ever before that people get uncomfortable with certain things. Like, I get prejudged sometimes. Like, people don't want to laugh at me because I'm a white dude. And, I recently got an ancestry test, so I do have some African American in me, which I think is funny. I got a joke about that. My first year being black. Basically, white people, we tested for your DNA. Your melanin count. You might have something in you. You never know. And probably a bunch of racist people would really get a wake up where they realize they probably do have some black blood in them. And that's the whole one drop of black blood that you are black. You know what I mean? It's Absolutely. The Human Stain, the movie was about him having one drop of black blood, and he was getting fired because he used the word spook, but he used it in the sense as a ghost, and it was about a college professor. But anyway, but honestly, I've really taken such a long, almost break from comedy. It's been, my son's 6 now. He's nonverbal autistic, and when he was born, I knew something wasn't right. And when he wouldn't talk, and I just couldn't go on the road. I had to make sure I make sure my son's all right. He was confirmed autistic. I don't know. I kind of stopped going on the road. You know what it is? I stopped seeking shows. And by the grace of my comedy and how many shows I've done, people still called me for shows. I would take anybody who called me for a show. But there's nobody out there in the comedy world that can say Nima be calling me asking for shows. And it's not because I think I'm too good or something, or I don't want the show. It's just that it's not my main focus. I got a full-time job right now. I work in a warehouse. I work today. I was up at 5 in the morning. And I might go back tonight. They asked me to. I don't know if I am. But, I got a full-time job, have benefits, and that's solid paycheck, because I cannot go on the road like I used to go on the road. I used to be out. I was a road dog. People who know me from back in the day, I pop up at any city. And when's the last time you was home? I don't know, 6 months ago. I'll be in Chicago. I'll go over here. I just stay on the road.
Right.
You know, my first tour was with DC Curry, and he would fly in. I would catch buses, just meet him there. That was 2001.
If y'all want to comment and talk to Nima, the number is 678-740-9894. 678-740-9894.
I have one person watching this. One. All these people who waved and said hi,
that's about it.
They got off. So why did they say hi and get off? See, I don't do lives. I didn't even know how to do it. I'd ask you how to do it.
When it comes to hecklers, how do you deal with that? Like, how do you?
You know, the funny thing is I don't seek hecklers and I don't like hecklers. I deal with it the best I can without taking it too far and without making them feel insulted, because I have a really bad temper and I'm a very calm person because I'm sort of afraid of my own temper. Right. And you know, being institutionalized and stuff. I'm afraid of what I'll do. Right. And not because I'm afraid I'm gonna kill somebody or something, like I'm I'm afraid that I'll go back to prison.
That makes sense.
And I mean, I've been out for 24 years, 23 years, how long I've been doing comedy. I got out in 99, into 99, July 99. I still got nightmares when I'm in there. I have these weird nightmares like somebody's accusing me of something and I'm facing a murder and I'm on the run. Right. Like it's just really, it never goes away. Right. It's just that feeling like my life is about to be over again. You know, and I was facing a death penalty case. My original sentence was 29 to life. I was supposed to be doing life. I was supposed to be doing life. Damn. I thought I was going to spend the rest of my life in there. That was the plan.
God had another plan for you, bro.
Yeah, that's what I got to keep telling myself, because otherwise I feel guilty, because if I was black, I probably would have done life. Yeah. You know. So
I ask most comedians that come through here, what is your, top 5 comedians, dead or alive?
I'm sorry I ain't been more funny, y'all. We got all serious about prison. It always happens to me in podcasts because people always ask me how I started doing comedy, and it's not a hilarious story. It's a very interesting story.
We got time for it.
We're going to have time to talk about the Super Bowl and all that stuff, and Rihanna.
We're going to talk about a lot of stuff. Good, so top 5, dead or alive. You got your last dollar. Who you going to spend that on?
Comedians?
Comedians.
Wow, man. I was just thinking.
I
was just thinking about this in the car. I was thinking about it because I have conversations in my head. I was thinking about the most overused words in the last couple of years. There's no cap, on God, and the GOAT.
Facts.
How can everybody be the GOAT? Doesn't that mean the greatest of all time?
All time.
I mean, if I'm going to say the greatest of all time, in my opinion, it would be Richard Pryor, and that's not just to jump on any bandwagon. He transformed what stand-up comedy is, from vaudevillian routines to actually talking about real-life stuff. So he created the mold that is stand-up comedy, that's urban or black comedy now. So Richard Pryor, to me, would be the GOAT if you had to choose one. My favorite comedians, man, of course Chappelle, man. I will always be a diehard Eddie Murphy fan, from top to bottom, from everything he's ever done, including movies. I mean, if you grew up in my era and you remember, Beverly Hills Cop, and he was just every movie was just so funny, and he just phenomenal. We're talking about famous people.
No, just top 5. Whoever you think is your top 5, you will go see because
there's so many people I'll go see. I think Roy Woods Jr. is a killer.
Man,
I would go see him. I can name 15 people I would love to go see. Hannibal Buress. Talent. Marshall Brandon's a beast. Joe Clare's a beast, I mean, there's so many people. If I'm leaving everybody out because there's too many people to even mention. Right. But I mean, there's so many comedians that I intentionally go see when they're in town because I want to watch their comedy. Right. I mean, it's just there's too many to mention. I almost have to back down from even picking a 5 because I think it's an insult to the talent that we have, and everybody's so different. I think the only way you can get that slot where you're a GOAT or you're in the top 5 is if you change the game so completely that now you have morphed what stand-up comedy is.
Yeah.
And Chappelle has done that.
Absolutely.
Kevin Hart has done that.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't want to say Kevin Hart. I'm sorry, Kevin Hart is hilarious to me. Some of the stuff he comes with. I just watched a clip the other day where he said, I'm scared of wild animals. My girl asked me, if I got attacked by a mountain lion, would you protect me? He said, no, I wouldn't. And I'm going to tell you why. And the reason is, this is why a comedian's brain, man, it was so left field and so brilliant and funny to me. He said, because something's going to happen to her.
Right.
She's not going to come out the same as she was before. She might lose all this. And I don't know if I want to be with a girl that's missing this part. You know what I mean? I think Kevin Hart is absolutely hilarious. He's a great dude. I cannot.
Richard Pryor, Red Fox,
Paul Mooney,
Cat
Williams,
Eddie, absolutely.
and Cat Williams took me on tour. So thank you so much, Cat.
Cat.
He's one of my favorites, man.
Oh, you took Cat out for Bernie? I mean, you can't go.
No,
wrong
Bernie
with
got. See, that's what I'm saying. There's too many
you can't go
people.
wrong with
And
that
I was gonna
list.
get mad that I didn't mention Bernie. Of course, Bernie Mac.
Dave, yes,
Martin
absolutely.
Lawrence. I
Martin
mean,
Lawrence,
for
absolutely.
different reasons. I mean, the stand-up wasn't always the funniest in the world to me, but who he is on Martin, his characters. Chris Rock, of course.
There's so many people out there.
I mean, Will Smith at the Oscars. It's hilarious. Still got one follower. Still got one person. A lot of these people, you can't watch two at a time.
So, we gonna jump in some of these topics, man, and definitely chime in anytime you get. So again, call in 678-740-9894. That's 678-740-9894. All right, man. First of all, I want to say this opportunity to Super Bowl was good.
Yeah.
Obviously, Rihanna was the whole part of the fucking Super Bowl. That was the biggest
I
talk.
was so mad when I saw she was pregnant.
Fuck ASAP.
Man,
for that
dude,
shit.
my feelings exactly.
Man.
I want to kill
My
him.
baby mama, man, you can't keep doing that shit, you fucking asshole. We let the on slide.
You can't pull
But you
out.
keep doing this shit,
No,
okay?
you can't pull
I'm
out.
2 seconds for me, Drake, Nima, and fucking Chris Brown being on your ass.
But I'm gonna tell you, it's that accent, man. It's, I'm about to be 49 years old.
I'm about to be 43 next
49
week.
years old, and I have a 6-year-old. I have one child, a 6-year-old. I can have children. I've just chosen never to. My pullout game was incredible. Until I started dating a West Indian girl, and
Speak on it.
man,
Speak on it.
I first met her. We were in a club. She told me, she said, my panty all wet up. I was done.
That's it. That was it.
My panty all wet up.
That's it. You want my paycheck today or
I'm
tomorrow?
about to get you pregnant. And I did.
That accent. Did I tell you about that accent? I told you. I said,
Accent.
Chris Brown got his ass with that Bayesian accent. When they cuss you out, ain't nothing like it. Your whole manhood is
Pussy
like,
hole, blood clot,
your
mother
manhood
scunt.
sink down so far.
See, the accent is pimping because they can sink you down so low, but then they come bring you back up because you're bad man. You killed the punani last night.
Right.
So they,
All in the
they
same
say,
breath.
They don't mind telling you killed the kitty cat. Right. They'll tell you, you eat my pussy better than anybody, baby. You know, so it's like pimping, man. They bring you up, bring you down, keep you off balance.
That's right.
I think she can whoop my ass. I'm not sure.
Right, she'll
When they get
stab
angry,
you.
when they
She'll
get
stab you.
man, when they get
will cut
angry,
you.
boy, I never seen nothing like it, man. But I
will cut you.
yeah, man.
But this is good shit. All right, so I have a Brazilian lawyer.
You know what I do want to say about the Super Bowl that nobody mentioned? I thought was really funny. That I thought was ingenious. Is they had a peanut commercial where they roasted a peanut.
Yeah, that was fucking.
That was genius. I mean, how about like when comedians roast somebody? Look at your shoes, motherfucker. They roasted a peanut. I know no one mentioned that at all, and said that how genius it was to roast a peanut. Anyway, go ahead.
That was funny. I forgot about that. A Brazilian lawyer dies in a tragic accident weeks after he was shot when doing an MRI machine magnetic field discharged his gun and shot him in the stomach. The hospital staff was unaware he had his firearm and requested that all metal items be removed.
Did he die?
Before entering the MRI's room, but refused to surrender his registered firearm. The magnetic field of the MRI machine gun, the MRI machine pulled the weapon from his waistband and caused it to go off and shot him in the stomach. He later died 2 weeks later.
I'm sorry to his family and friends. I really apologize this happened to this man, but you deserve to die, you dumbass. Who go get a MRI machine? A magnetic resonance. What is it called?
Yeah.
Amateur.
Yeah.
What does the I stand for? Imaging. Magnetic resonance imaging. Anyway, you go inside there too. Why would you
Who the fuck you expect to run up on you in the MRI?
And who are you?
Bitch, is you trying to get blood? Hold on now.
He inside the MRI machine. It's probably bulletproof. Who are you? A guapo? Like who the
Brazilian too. You gotta be a defense lawyer. You gotta be expecting one of your fucking clients run up on your ass.
That's funny.
Like
no, he gave somebody some bad butt. he gave somebody
advice.
a bad Brazilian butt lift.
I know a good doctor.
Juan fucked him up.
and shot him in the stomach.
That is
Like the
Magnus
says, "Pow!"
That is a dumbass. It probably hovered above him. Oh, you stupid ass. Go goof ass.
Like, and the funny thing is, it's not like the nurses are gonna pat you down. They figured it's honest.
Because who would do that?
You took your shit off.
But
right?
I mean, I've had an MRI before. I was in a gown. Where was he hiding?
I was
He had it in his ass or
like,
something?
Where the fuck he keep it?
He keistered it?
They'll let you keep your clothes on, like if you just going to a separate place from a hospital.
Yeah, they went to a separate place. But I mean, I remember to make it take my belt buckle off, my chain, my earrings, all that shit.
And he didn't think to mention, oh, by the way, I got a 9mm in my pocket.
Just in case.
But I'll take off my watch and my belt and Jesus, man.
Only Brazil, baby.
Dumbass right there.
Brazil.
Oh, that's another whole other story.
I mean, what the fuck though?
I can't.
My guy, take it off. It's not that big of a deal, man. Not that big of a deal.
That's a story I've not heard of.
Y'all saw the video with Busta Rhymes, right? Y'all heard about that? So as a woman,
What did he throw his keys at?
he threw a drink at
Threw
her.
at a drink at her. Yeah,
The
Busta
chick
Rhymes, you ain't
said
gonna
she
touch this fat
just
ass.
wanted to touch his butt. She was trying to get his attention just to take a picture. And I watched that video a lot of times. She intentionally touched that motherfucker's butt.
She did. She touched his
There's
ass.
no fucking way.
What was she? Was she
could've tapped her
Asian,
shoulder.
white? What was she?
She was black.
She was black. Black woman touched that.
A
Damn.
Jamaican dude's ass.
That's wild.
Busta ain't playing that shit.
Hell no. Is Busta Jamaican?
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He felt ass touched, and she lucky she wasn't closer. He probably would have fucking mopped the floor with her ass.
He might have.
Cause they don't, if you know anything about
Row,
smoking,
like a dungeon dragon. Y'all don't remember the old Bust. You
Hell
remember
yeah,
you remember
Scenario,
the
all that
leaders
shit.
of the new school.
Hell yeah.
The original leaders of the new school.
Hell yeah.
Who's that, Brown?
Yeah.
Man, that was it.
He
I saw that. Yeah, I was.
She touched his backside. She touched his backside. That's what you did.
Well, you know, he got a fat ass now, so don't
That's a
come
big
beat me
motherfucker.
up, man. Yeah, that's a big dude,
I
man.
saw this motherfucking person in Charlotte. That motherfucker's huge.
She lucky he didn't bite him.
Was everything.
She like, I'm gonna bite you.
He went fucking. All I could think of him going higher learning, and they got the big ass fight scene with Remy shot. Like, that motherfucker.
I wouldn't.
One motion, she touched him, and that shit was effortless. Bah!
But he didn't know who was grabbing his ass
At all.
So that's the thing. He don't know somebody's grabbing my ass right now. Back your ass up off me. It might have been a dude for all you know. And you know, he just
He reacted.
not that there's anything wrong with homosexuals. So we had that clear.
Yeah, they'll come out and say something. What do you say about us? That's the problem.
So we
grabbing
can't
ass.
grab asses.
Right. We should get drinks to the face.
Yeah, this video's in the mouth.
Yeah, they fuck with our shit all the time.
They
Say
block
that
it.
shit.
You
They
can't
they
say
They say men don't like that shit.
yeah, dead ass. No. Regular man, like when your girl grab your ass, I be like, oh, hold on, now what the fuck, man? I do all that
And
shit.
my girl play too much.
That
like
shit
that.
be, yeah, that's
I tried to
aggy.
tell her I was locked up, man. She tried to come by and like stick a finger on my butt.
Oh, hold on.
I mean, not naked, like
Right,
with
right,
jeans
right,
on. She
right.
think it's just funny. I'm like, man, boy, I be turned. It's an instinct. Put that foot back with me, back him off me.
You cut that shit out.
What you gonna do? I know. I ain't gonna do nothing.
She just want to see what the fuck if you on point. Because the moment you don't flinch, she be like, see?
See, you
That
been in
nigga ain't
Atlanta
flinched
too
that,
long.
yeah, he ain't flinched that time. I was waiting for that moment.
Well, I can't help but flinch. Tighten them up. Ah! Get your whole fixed. Ah! What is that?
Girl, that motherfucker ain't flinched this time. I told him he's on the 36th time. It's gonna break his ass. Eventually, it's gonna break his ass.
Forward, mama. You see the boy not tighten up your butt cheeks last time I do it. Bonty boy, Bonty boy.
I think he eased up on it a little bit too.
Bonty boy. Christ.
So they saying there may be a new watch out for the bird flu. Might make it a second time around. And it says expected to mutate and possibly kill 50%
Oh, I thought you were
of
talking about
humans.
a wristwatch for a second.
No,
There's
no.
a new watch out to commemorate the bird
No.
flu.
What?
What?
No, they said like look out for it again because it's gonna come back out. It's
Stop
gonna be
kissing
stronger than ever.
pigeons.
It's gonna kill how many people?
It could kill up to 50% of humans after it get in contact with it. So this is
50%.
supposed to be a stronger
Oh,
strain.
you're saying it has a death? It has
it's a higher death toll.
it has a death. What do they call it?
Trying to get rid of our ass.
Yeah,
I'm
listen.
trying to tell you, man.
Days like
It's
that,
too
them
many
first
people, man.
motherfuckers, that COVID shit that Omarion didn't work. We gotta double this shit up. Turn that shit up.
Yeah, they trying to thin. They trying to thin out the herd, man. They trying to thin out the herd.
I'm trying to tell y'all. So watch whatever animals or whatever shit y'all motherfuckers around. don't eat a bat, touch a cat, none of that shit. Because obviously, they already saying it's going from animal to animal already, and if it touched the human, it's going to be 50% more deadly than it was before.
Is it in Atlanta already?
I mean, shit, I hope it ain't.
But they also told us there was going to be flying spiders last summer in Atlanta. So I don't.
They told us a lot of shit, killer hornets.
I hear a lot of stuff to freak us out and scare us. It's to make us self-destruct, man. They don't want to pay them reparations.
Because they know we don't fucking pay. Listen, we didn't listen last time. We was out in these streets for the 2 weeks that everybody was supposed to.
Man, Atlanta never shut down. Ever. I mean, I shut down because I
stayed in it, but them niggas like, let's go. They still smoking hookah, still eating off each other's forks.
We was out rioting for George Floyd during the full pandemic. You know what I mean? It wasn't no lockdown. That was
not a single lockdown.
That was a full-out revolution, baby. That was...
Y'all need something from Lennox? I'm about to be in Lennox real quick, breaking some shit. You
ain't got no time.
Gucci and nothing like that?
Fuck that pandemic. We got a revolutionary cause.
Right. So yeah, that was crazy. Let's see. We got this is an interesting story. An Australian adult film star said his co-star nearly died after her appendix ruptured while filming an intense sex scene. His name is Kieran Lee, revealed recently on an episode of the Pillow Talk podcast that his co-star, Angela White, nearly died after shooting an hour-long sex scene in 2013.
Bust her appendix?
That's
not a dick. That's a dick.
Lee said White complained about having stomach issues after she went back home to Australia to see her doctor. He said he blamed himself for his 9.5-inch penis that burst.
That ain't even. I mean, there's bigger dicks than that, man. Come on, man. 9.5. She had a shallow vagina.
He was in her guts.
Yeah, but I mean, there's cats who got 14-inch penises on porno, man.
But he had to be like, bitch, my bad. That was me. That was all me. I didn't even mean to do all that. Yeah, I was showing out.
Didn't she have any signs like it was hurting?
She was probably like, "You in my stomach?" And he was like,
"Yeah, bitch. That's the best compliment. Well, that's the best compliment you can get. I feel you in my stomach."
That was cold for nigga back out. He was like, "Oh yeah, I was waiting for you to say that shit."
He killed her. He had that killer cock. Bitch, I'll kill you with this dick.
Tap out. That's what she should have did. Motherfucker, was going crazy. But
so she had a ruptured appendix. You know, I mean, there's a chance that her appendix was already close to being ruptured and it burst, and you will die from your appendix being burst.
Right.
So if it wasn't,
if you don't notice it.
Right.
If you don't,
it could be ruptured for a while though before you die.
Yeah, I mean, it might have been a coincidence.
Yeah.
He taking the credit for it. I think this is some bullshit. I think her appendix bust on her own, and she had no idea, and she died from the bust appendix that had nothing to do with your average 9.5-inch penis, sir. You're taking full credit for this, and now you're gonna be a superstar because you're gonna be everyone see the porno of the guy that killed a bitch with his dick. It's like a boxer kills somebody in the ring. And then they're like, man, everybody want to see him fight. You know, he killed the last guy in the ring.
This might be another
I mean, what's going to be the next porno he shoots? Like the girl's been, you know, the last bitch he fucking killed her.
But you know, I'm out here killing these hoes, right? You sure you want some of this? Make us sign a contract. Because I don't know where this shit can go.
You got to sign a death waiver to fuck me. You understand me?
I don't know where this shit can go. It can go anywhere, left or right.
That is, yep.
Choose wisely. So that is a hell of a brag, though.
That is a killer bitch. I think it's a coincidence, and he's taking the credit. That's like if you punch somebody, they fall and bust their head,
and they die from from punching. Right.
You didn't kill. He put his head.
Right.
It's a chain of events that took place.
Just happened.
You might want to stop saying it because DA might be like,
Right.
And you might
say that shit in the podcast. Remember?
Right. You said I'm out here killing bitches.
Right.
Let the record reflect it. He said, I'm out here killing bitches. That sounds like an admittal to murder.
Exactly. Did y'all see the video with Lady Gaga having some chick puke on her while playing drums?
I have not seen, I don't watch much social media.
It was going around.
So is it a sexual thing?
No, she was just playing drums. And this girl's like, making herself gag. It was green, like super green.
Why was she making herself gag?
She was gag.
She was white, wasn't she?
Yeah. Right. She threw up on her titties, like
that's white people.
The weirdest shit ever. And she was like,
"Did you keep playing?"
Kept playing.
Wow, Lady Gaga's a soldier. She probably could have took that dick.
I'm thinking she probably get pissed off. She took that vomit too easily.
She probably could have took that dick.
That 9.5. She probably would have took that shit.
She could have took that.
But I was like, come on, vomited on? That's a lot. Wasn't it like a year ago? Some chick peed on the dude laying on the floor.
Still going around.
Still going around because they can't fucking believe it.
And literally, he's laying on the floor, letting her piss in his mouth.
And it wasn't like it's like a stream.
Man,
it's not like a little bit. It's like a stream.
It's like one of them times that you bend his squat.
Is he at least spitting it out?
I don't remember seeing
I was waiting for the bitch to shit on him. Cause
right
the
at
way
that point, she cocked over and got him.
That's like the baby. She want to shit
She
on.
like, oops.
She want me to cock
I
over.
like I had to
right.
Man, that's crazy, man. That's
motherfuckers fetishes. You know what I'm saying? All types of crazy.
You know what my fetish is?
What?
Pussy.
Right.
That's it. I ain't got no extra fetish.
No extra shit. You don't want no crazy.
I mean, I'm turned on by simple shit. Like I kind of want to fuck a bank teller, that type of shit. You know what I mean? Like I go to a bank and I look at the bank tellers. I look at like schoolgirl outfits and shit like that. I like normal shit. There's nothing weird.
Scrubs. I love
scrubs. See,
I love nurse. That scrub shit does something.
See, these are normal fetishes. You're impressed. See, my mother was a nurse, so I did never.
Okay,
so it doesn't.
You do it for you on register, but.
So I'm
goddamn scrubs does something to me.
I mean, this man. If you simple fetishes, man. If you got weird fetishes, something a little bit wrong with you.
Like I don't understand foot fetishes for the life of me.
I don't get that.
I can't. I be trying. I be asking. I got two friends who went, and when they describe it, I just can't.
Now, I done sucked the toe. I done sucked toe before.
The toe, but nah.
But it's for her benefit. I got nothing out of it.
I've been places with dudes like, yo, can you do me a favor, shorty? Can you take your shoes off for a minute, just walk around? Like, it's that type of shit. Like, I'm gonna stop the conversation. Take your shoe off for me. I just wanna. I'm like, what? You looking at shoes like like a pair of titties on ass? Like, I can't get it.
I don't get it at all, man.
I don't get that shit at all.
I don't get it at all. To my one loyal person, I wonder if the same person still watching. That's hilarious. My glasses on. That's how old I get. I can't watch you go to clubs now. Go try to give me your number. Let me get my readers. Hold on now, little honey dip. Yeah, they two people. All right now. What that you say is a 404.
So the world's worst McDonald's in Ottawa, Canada, closes down after over 900 police calls and one viral raccoon fight.
A viral raccoon.
It's set to close its doors good for the door after 40 years of service.
Wow.
900 police calls and a viral raccoon fight.
I think we need to get that McDonald's and bring the employees down to Atlanta and let them go into a Waffle House and have a battle royal.
And bring the raccoon.
Bring the raccoons.
I want to see the fucking fight. I was looking for that shit. Looking to fight. Like,
that is crazy.
How the fuck you referee a raccoon fight? Like, hold on, let the motherfuckers go. Them niggas been at it all the time. Let's go. Like,
what was the white girl from Waffle House? Waffle House Becky? What was her name? She's like kind of known now because she was. You didn't see that video?
Was in the fight. I seen the fight.
She was in there throwing them. Boy, she was getting.
I ain't know they talked to her after.
No, she became like a meme. Her name was like Waffle House
Betty.
Betty or some shit.
She was throwing them hands.
She was throwing them hands.
She had to. That shit was a melee. Full out Royal Rumble.
You got to. I mean, if you go up around black folks, you better be able to fight a little bit. The thing I was talking to somebody about this recently about why people from the hood or black people who grow up in rough environments. Now, black people are just stronger straight, just from jump. But people who grow up in the hood environments, I think we grow up play fighting.
Facts.
You know what I mean? It's like rites of passage. It's like white people from nice neighborhoods don't like, they wrestle and whatnot.
Right. They're not slap boxing.
But I mean, I grew up almost every day I would slap box with my friends, and we used to really hit each other. I mean, we wouldn't try to knock each other out, but we were having full out fights. We would have full out fights. And it would be short and it'd be quick, but everybody who were your friends in the hood, you knew who had hands, and you pretty much knew who could whoop whose ass. Yeah. But you also knew you're still gonna have to fight me, and nobody really wants to fight, so you play fight. You slap box. I mean, I got whooped a few times, but I got mine in.
Yep, absolutely.
You learn how to fight.
You had to. You just had to be like, all right, don't let me do the fuck I did the other day. Now cut the shit.
You gonna have to fight.
Cut the shit.
So it's like fight training your whole childhood.
Yep, absolutely, absolutely. A Utah woman named Lindsay White goes viral on TikTok for being able to breastfeed through her armpits.
That is disgusting. And why is another white woman, and her name is White? What's going on?
It's a black woman this time.
There's a black woman named White.
Lindsay White.
Breastfeed out her.
The ducks in her.
Are you sure it's not just her titty long and she you sure she don't have a long titty and she puts the nipple through the back and That's just the nipple, the long titty nipple.
Long titty nipple.
I think that might be just a long titty nipple.
Motherfucker was squeezing through her armpit and squirting in the baby's face. I was like,
but that's one fetish I do have. I like big nipples.
I do. I like
big,
I like big areolas.
I like big nipples.
Oh, big areolas.
I like big nipples. You gotta treat a little nipple like an ice cream.
How we go? Breast milk.
I mean, it's associated.
Because it's associated. It's
Not
nipples.
put this out the house. Put this out the house.
But I mean, it's associated. You gotta go.
I just think
It's
she
the
has
origin.
I just think she has some long titties.
I do it, but I'm a big areola guy.
I don't care about the areola. I have actual nipple. I like a big old nipple.
It's cool.
I like a big nipple.
I do. I like the nipple to be present. Absolutely. But the areola, that motherfucker do something to me. Especially,
big.
Yeah, when they light skinned and it's be like a fucking, you know what I'm saying, like an English muffin.
Yeah, that's a whole lot. Yeah.
I like that motherfucker. Like bring that motherfucker over here, girl.
Titties are wonderful.
It's a beautiful thing.
Titties are beautiful.
That's a good fetish.
Titties are a perfect fetish. These are normal fetishes.
Thing, though?
Titty, ass, pussy.
Yeah.
Neck, maybe.
Yeah.
Forehead. That's that girl with big forehead.
Rihanna. She get the pass.
I'm in love with you.
She get the pass.
Then I heard this video right after I watched that shit. After I was full out angry at ASAP. And I'm like, all the things that are I'm not on social media enough because I work too much. But all the things people are saying right now pop right in my head. Right in my head because I'm a comedian. The first thing I thought is, damn, that's why his name's ASAP.
Right.
Boom. And then all the suits. Oh, that's ASAP's come going behind her.
Right.
All that shit. But then the next video I watch is they explaining that the reason Chris Brown beat her ass because she gave him herpes. And I'm sorry to say, the first thing I said is, I'd take the herpes.
Allegedly. I don't want to get in trouble, bro. Allegedly, right. But it is Rihanna. I might take a Rihanna herpes.
Yeah, I might take this.
I might take that's
That's
a famous herpes.
I would just say,
I got this shit from, bitch?
I would say, look, can we have a real conversation? Are you presently inflamed?
Right. Oh, you know.
Are you having an outbreak?
You having a moment right now?
You have a full outbreak right now. Okay, because we could take a break. We could get back in a couple days.
I'd risk it all.
ASAP was like,
fuck
so
it.
what?
I would.
Well, they got.
She's a millionaire.
They got medication now.
Bitch, I buy me a whole bottom half. You a billionaire. Give me a whole
medication now where it's
Sure
you
do.
don't really have it.
Right.
But it's in your blood.
Right. We all got some version of it, but it ain't to that extreme. But yeah, bitch, I want the one that make a motherfucker climb mountains and shit. I want the one on the commercial. Give me those meds. I'll be good.
I know it meds be ridiculous.
Like, I can still ride a bike and I can still wear underwear and try on shit in the store and it'll be fine.
Right. What's going on right there?
So yeah, I want that one. But if it's Rihanna, that's a hell of a story. You gonna fuck me? You know where I got this shit from? Do you know
Rihanna?
the origins of this shit?
You don't want no Rihanna herpes?
You don't want
Come
this
on,
Rihanna
man.
shit?
This is.
You don't want this rude boy, the umbrella? You don't want that shit?
Allegedly.
Yes.
We'll repeat that allegedly because
Yes,
I don't want to
it's
put
this
no
level,
dirt
yeah.
on Rihanna's
Yes,
name
I
because
know.
I love you. I've loved you since
I
Umbrella.
I do love you.
Yeah.
So yeah, fuck Chris Brown. He said it. We didn't say it.
Well, I fucks with Chris Brown because man, he's
So.
hit after hit, man. And
Yeah,
this new joint is just ridiculous.
Yeah, fuck with Chris Brown. Yeah, I heard about you probably the NBA player that from the Brooklyn Nets. He got fined $40,000 after the interview, and in the interview he slipped out and said no homo.
What? What's wrong with that?
They were saying, hey man, you did a pretty good job tonight. The reporters
Because
jokingly
it's
saying
a derogatory term, homo in general.
right. So he said, I guess they brought a younger, better looking guy on the team to kind of get them going. He said, well, we already had good looking guys on the team already before I came, and no homo. And the player looked at him like, shit, you can't say that. This player looked at him like, shit.
Nothing, no.
$40,000, and he had to make, a grand apology. So he goes on Twitter and social media and makes his apology.
That's ridiculous, man.
40 grand.
But
The era I grew up in, man, the TV
we was saying,
man,
we was saying that
say
shit left
anything.
and
Man,
right.
come on, man.
We was in it.
Well, you could say anything. Television, you could say anything on television. Archie Bunker,
I was just about to say.
people get banned on every level today.
I was just about to
Archie,
say.
but he was hilarious. But the thing is, when you address racism so directly like that, it's cleansing.
Right.
Because you showed the real side of Archie Bunker. He wasn't a bad person. It's what he was taught.
Right.
And he wasn't somebody out hurting people. He just had his dumbass opinions, and he was a loser.
Right.
That's what made it okay. He was dumber than everybody.
Sat in that couch and
It
just
showed that basically what I got out of it growing up is that racists are stupid,
Right.
are dumb people, and they're the lowest denominator of intelligence. That's why the the daughter's boyfriend, Rob Reiner.
Right.
He was the intelligent one.
Right.
You're attacking it like.
Right.
Intelligent people don't believe in this bullshit, Archie.
Right. Yeah.
And that's where what's his name got a spinoff from. Moving on up. Jeffersons.
Yeah. All them shows, them dudes will be canceled today.
Be canceled.
By far.
Even Taxi, because Latka.
Yeah.
They'd be.
Like you said, they addressed it head on, and the writers understood what it was. And again, it wasn't as sensitive as we are now. There's so many.
Everybody's too sensitive. They hiding behind shit. There's no open dialogue that makes people feel more alienated. And then it's like you can't teach what happened to black people in schools.
Right.
I mean, come on, man.
Right.
I mean, they already don't teach enough.
Right.
But to take it because they're afraid that they're going to hurt the feelings of these young white kids.
Right.
Now, fuck your feelings, man. You're supposed to learn what happened so it doesn't repeat.
Absolutely.
And you're supposed to feel guilty. All this, I feel so guilty. It's messing up my self-esteem. I don't know how to move on. You're supposed to feel a little bit guilty. But you're not personally guilty. You're supposed to feel guilty in the sense that this can never happen again.
Right.
And that you should be ashamed of what your forefathers did.
Absolutely.
But I don't know, man. You can't erase history, man. It cannot be erased.
Cannot.
But see, you're talking to the wrong person. I was in the damn Nation of Islam in jail, so you know what I mean. We thought the revolution was gonna happen in 1999. That's what we truly thought. I've got a copy of Muhammad Speaks at home right now from 1999, and it basically is telling in my mind, the answer on Muhammad that I was in prison. I thought that the revolution in the world was gonna, the Babylon was gonna fall in 1999. The fall of Babylon was prophesized. That we was it. We was gonna go out there and.
Y2K.
Yeah.
Y2K.
But it wasn't even that. It was the fall of Babylon. It was the Islamic belief that America was gonna crumble. But we still here.
We still here.
We still here.
Strong. 20-something years later.
Yeah, man.
All right. So you got this guy named Yuri Talaka, a bodybuilder who went viral for marrying a sex doll. Talaka tied the knot with his sex doll, Margot, in a grand ceremony
dumbass name.
held in November 2020 held in a ceremony. He met her in 2020 and they was dating for a year before he asked her to get married. In September of 2022, he announced Margot's pregnant.
Come on, man, with that bullshit. he's schizophrenic, and what is he gaining out of even marrying? Is it a tax break or something? Like, what are you getting out of marrying? And what if she left him? That'd be hilarious.
What if she said no?
What if she said? Is she like
her face like?
What kind of
is that
doll?
A yes or no?
Now, I had a homeboy that actually had a sex doll, and he used to tell me about it all the time. Like,
it's one of those. This is one of the
he
good
said
ones.
it was realistic, man. But I'm telling you, man, my stroke getting better. I said, man, I want to hear about your motherfucking stroke, homeboy. Tell me about your stroke. He said he practices stroke on the sex doll. Like, bro, inappropriate, bro.
He said stroke is, but
I want to
how
hear
you
about
get
your
this motherfucker
stroke.
pregnant? Silicone.
I mean, he didn't. He did not.
I know what I'm saying. This is like, come on. You had a baby shower and all that kind of shit. Stop cutting it out.
She had a gummy bear. What the hell?
Like,
It's just, where you
you're not
find
gonna-
this stuff? I haven't heard none of this.
I promise. I be researching. And sometimes now at this point, I've been doing so long, people sending shit to me. I really don't got to look no more. People just send shit to me.
Meanwhile, Russia wants to send a nuclear missile above us.
We got
so
mad
they can't get in
balloons
trouble,
over our
but it's
asses.
going to knock out all our electronic systems and make all the cars freeze and the planes drop.
And he fucking dolls.
He fucking dolls. Get him pregnant.
I mean, his priorities is in the right
Can't
place.
say no. I mean, shit. He married
She really can't, yeah.
She married him.
Right.
You
What
buy
can
her
she
a
say?
ring?
I mean, at this point, what the fuck was you gonna say?
When they have sex, she's like, I want to try something new. She be like, okay.
Oh.
Right.
Wow.
I want to get you pregnant. I don't think I want to pull out.
I mean,
I don't want to pull out tonight.
can I take the condom off?
I don't want this to irritate you. You're allergic, ain't you?
I know. What if he had to like finesse it with her? Like he really was so sick in his head that he had to like, trust me, baby, I'm not gonna leave you down. I'm gonna take care of the seed. Come on, man. People
like
get weirder and weirder and weirder the more we get submerged in social media, man. That's the reality.
That's
man.
true.
I feel like he props her up and asks her, "Is you in your period tonight? It's a
He
good
probably
time.
has full conversations with her.
It's tonight."
Why you mad? Why you mad? Why you acting like that? Why you acting all friendly? But you don't like me no more?
Oh, you doing this? We doing the silent treatment? That's what we gonna do?
That's what we gonna do.
I'm gonna go on the couch. I ain't gonna move with this bullshit no more. Somehow this bitch ain't talking to me now. You know what I'm saying? She just won't talk to me, no matter what I say.
And don't you ever get a license for that? Like, he had to go get a marriage license, say that I'm marrying.
Yo, they have a video of people at the wedding reception and him, like the
other people supported this shit.
Yes, that's the crazy part. It's a full-blown video. This
he a bodybuilder. You want to know him to beat.
He gonna beat his ass. He gonna beat everybody's ass.
Hey, man, you gonna come to my wedding? Okay, year ago.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I had something to do, but I'm gonna cancel it. I'm gonna come watch you marry the silicone dog. My bad. I'll be there.
It's ridiculous.
I'll be there. All right. I got a last one. Nearly 5 million bottles of Fabuloso cleaner was reportedly recalled due to bacterial contamination. The company announced that a preservative was not added to the intended levels during manufacturing, which resulted in the growth of a bacteria called Pseudomonas. The species is most commonly found in soil and water and can enter the body if inhaled through the eyes or through a break in the skin.
Well, I'm glad that didn't happen when I was a kid, because I'd have been dead, because we put the Fabuloso on the stove and burn the fumes. That's a gas.
How does the antibacteria solution have bacteria in it? That's the funny shit about it.
The antibacterial solution, because they forgot the antibacterial factor.
It's like, oh, you forgot to put, you didn't put enough in that motherfucker. Now it's bacteria, nigga.
But you know what? Never mind. My mother would put bleach in too, so my mother would put bleach in everything, so it was already knocked out.
Yep.
So but she cooked the Fabuloso on the stove, the bleach would be in there too. Yep. She added the disinfectant.
Right.
My mother put bleach on everything.
If you got Fabuloso, your shit may be contaminated if you get recalled, so beware.
Or add some
5
bleach.
million. Or add bleach to
Add bleach to everything.
Add bleach to everything. All right, what you got, brother? Give them your social media stuff. Give them all your, and I got birthdays too.
What to my
shows.
2 people following, watching me? Love y'all
over there too.
Yeah, the people. Yeah, we got them. It's at Nema Williams. Nema Williams. Amen backwards. It's just a coincidence. Nema Nema Williams on everything. I think TikTok's new. I just started TikTok.
I'm on TikTok. Follow you.
Think it's is it Nema Williams or something else?
I didn't know you.
It might be comedian Nema Williams. I don't even know, man. I just started doing that.
I just started eating this shit hard. They kick me off that shit every time.
I just
say something to offend the motherfuckers.
There's a whole lot of. You know what? The women on here be so damn fine.
They do.
You don't realize how young they are. And I went to one girl's live, and there's a fucking child. Because when they start talking, you realize how young, and I'm like, man, this is too damn young. Right. They pretty in the pictures, probably filters and all kinds of shit going on. Yeah, you got to ask. But this girl, I clicked on this girl's live, and I clicked on accident. She's like on a bed going, yeah, so guys, I'm thinking about doing my own clothing line. And
let me get the fuck off this shit.
Like, man, I feel perverted. I don't even know I was on this. I'm a grown man. Excuse me.
But gotcha, Nema. We was waiting for this shit. Back to jail you go, sir.
The fourth course is Fabuloso on my dick. I was like, disinfect my soul. What I got going on? I'm about to head to New York for a little while, man. I got to call some people, let them know I'm coming, but my flight was in the air. I had the flight booked, but I might change it because I got some stuff here I got to take care of. But as of now, I'm going to be in New York from like March 22nd to February 22nd, like March 3rd or 4th or something. But anyway, I'm doing the Apollo March 2nd.
Nice.
So I'm headlining the Apollo March 2nd.
Dope.
So I get to actually see my name on the Apollo marquee, man. That's going to be a great experience for me.
Take a picture of that shit.
Yes, that's going to be a great picture. Other than that, man, every Thursday night I'm over here at Tito's. So anybody in Douglasville, I'm hosting Tito's on Thursday night right here in Douglasville. And tomorrow night we have Double D, hilarious Double D, who's a complete beast on stage. And Shorty Kendall Jackson next week.
Okay.
So Shorty's hilarious. And it's going to be comedians every week. We'll have people come in, do guest spots. It's a workout room, but you're going to have a headliner, and I'm a host. So it's going to be a good show regardless. I'm bring a funny headliner, bring a funny host, me. And people come in and do spots. Other than that, man, I'm just trying to really get myself to start going back on stage more. Because now my son is 6 years old. And he's at a point where we're about to get him into a school program, into an ABA program for autistic kids. We want to get him to be able to talk. The thing that's so frustrating with him, he's an absolute genius. He's a musical genius. He knows everything he's doing. He just won't talk. And it's frustrating when somebody's that age, and he can cook his own meal, do everything himself. He can do things that I don't like that he can't talk when he does stuff like locks the goddamn door on me. He can lock the door. He can lock me out. and I can't communicate. Open the damn door. But he's a genius. He's super smart, and don't ever think autistic kids are dumb in any way. They're not any different. Right. They just have a different way of learning. And I see his genius every day that blows me away. I just can't wait to hear him say what he wants to do with his life and what he wants to be. So he's not special. He's not handicapped. Right. He has a different way of learning things, and he does things that I can't even comprehend. Like on his phone, he finds things on YouTube, and he learned how to mirror the phone. I didn't even know how to do that. Right. I don't know how to do the stuff he does on my phone. Right. And he does it just automatically. No one can teach him. No one can teach him. Right. Because he can't talk. Right. So somehow he just automatically knows how to do everything. I put a keyboard in front of him, he started playing piano. Like, he's a genius, but he just won't talk. He will. He will one day. But anyway, all that to say, he ain't got shit to say. Right, basically, he ain't got.
Because my 6-year-old talk,
basically, interesting shit. Baby, he ain't got shit to say. Right. But saying that to say, I'm at a point right now where I said I was going to put in 5 years with him, stay home dad 5 years, but now we at 6, and I think it's time for him. And his mother is on top of it. We got him in the ABA program. We got him speech therapy 3 times a week. And we trying to prepare him to get into school. And when he's in school, I can really, get back to what I love, which is stand-up comedy. But the only thing I love more than stand-up comedy is my son. So it's one of the things. Facts. So I'm going to get back on the circuit. I'm going to get back on the scene. I've had people say, "You still doing comedy?" But, I'm Nima Williams, man. I'm never going to stop. Come on. I've been doing this way too long.
Like you said, you get away from it too long, that motherfucker itch.
Oh, I still got to get on stage. I can't. That's why I said I can't go 14 days. I have to find a way to get on stage. If I go too long, I'm going to go pop up at Uptown or something and just get 5 minutes in or something. You got to get on stage. You can't stay off for more than a week or two. It's all there is to it. If you're really a comedian, you can't walk away from it. I don't care if I never got paid for it again. I would still have to do it. Yeah.
Because you watch somebody, you be like, I gotta go home and write some shit. I gotta write some shit. Let me say something real quick. You missed some shit.
I'll be showing up at the dude's wedding with the sex doll. Can I get 5 minutes real quick, please?
Before you say I do, let me say some shit.
5 minutes real quick. Other than that, man, me and my writing partner, Plug Chapman, we wrote a script during the pandemic. He's been here. And he's shopping it real hard right now. It's a really funny script. I got 2 other scripts I'm working on, one of which is with Plug, one of which is about myself we're working on. So I did a lot of writing in L.A. when I was there. My writing partner at that time was Tony Roberts. Was my roommate, my writing partner. I was roommates with a lot of people. Dion Cole was my roommate.
That's my guy.
Dion Cole was my roommate. Tony Roberts. And we had a pilot that basically was Comedy Center wanted. But the funny thing is, it was ahead of its time. Now listen to what the pilot was called. And it was ADD TV. This is before All Def Digital. Okay. It's called ADD TV. And what the concept is we have really short sketches, and then we change the channel and the sketch switches to another sketch. And bottom line is, it was a sketch show that is what everybody's doing on social media right now. It was no sketch longer than 3 minutes. And we would switch back and forth. So you would watch a part of a sketch, and it would change the channel, and then you'd see the punchline afterward. And it was basically ADD, attention deficit disorder. It was ADD comedy. But it was way ahead of its time. We had Wayne Brady back in it. We had Kevin Hooks, who was back in it too. They just passed on it because it wasn't a format for it yet. And this is before Chappelle's show. This is before people were really watching sketch shows like that. They were thinking Saturday Night Live. They were thinking in-depth sketches that probably go on too long. A show like that would have been great right now. So, then I left LA at that point, moved to New York, and, just really got into the grind of doing stand-up in New York. Kind of stopped writing for a while. I'm about to set it back up. I'm about to get back into writing.
Benny Hill used to do sketches like that.
Yeah, that was my guy. Yeah, and they used to they'd speed up the camera, and they'd run around, and it was all sexual. Yeah, but they weren't really sketches. They were more just like sexually created. But they were sketches. It was sketches. It was exactly what Benny Hill did. He was way ahead of his time. Thank you, Benny Hill.
Facts. That's all I forgot about Benny Hill.
So stuff going on here, local stuff. I'm going to New York. I'm doing the Apollo. The only thing I got out right now that's new is Day After the Pandemic. We shot a movie. It's hilarious. If y'all get a chance to watch that, it was streaming on something. I am streaming right now on Stars. So if you want to watch the full First Amendment, it's streaming on Stars right now, so you can watch that. I am on TV right now, at least. And Day After the Pandemic is a hilarious movie. I'm trying to remember my homeboy's name. I have a real bad memory right now because I'm tired. I got up so early. So that's about it, man. Not a whole lot of stuff. Just raising my child, trying to be funny, and staying away from sex dolls and side nipples.
Well,
Fabulosa.
I thank you for coming out, bro.
Appreciate you,
and
man.
reaching out. I mean, I'll reach out to you and you something to come through. I know you.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
February 12th.
Okay. There's a birthday party happening upstairs, and it's all for me. Who the fuck cares? They don't notice if I never go and show my face. They just looking for a reason they can celebrate. I hate to waste a vanilla cake that they made for me. Tell the same stories they pretend they never heard. I'll stay there
February 13th.
Studio, doing
you all
blow,
know
paraphrasing the crucible.
that guy that does the damn show, that Jerry Springer, 79.
I
remember he used to have serious
I need a few to roll. I'm a real drug addict, homie. You should know. Somebody please tell Jimmy to put the pistol down. He's serious this time. He's gonna kill me now.
Ain't really believe
I
she was
regret it
this
when I
way
hit
in
the
real life.
ground.
Live with
And
me.
now everybody gather around. It's happy birthday.
Been line between levels 8.
It's a birthday party.
Oh, she's ready.
Yeah. Happy
I watched the
birthday.
movie just
Send
for
me
her.
a motherfucking birthday party.
I never seen it.
Yeah.
Meg Thee Stallion, also February 15th. She
It's
turns
your
28.
birthday party.
Meg Lion, Meg Thee Stallion, whatever you want to call it.
Happy birthday.
She turns 28.
Yeah, happy
February
birthday.
16th. Mr. Rita Rainbow himself,
Happy
LeBron Burton,
birthday.
turns
How the
66.
fuck you feel? Good.
That's my
Do
guy,
you
too.
ever sit and wonder what is real? Do you
Ice-T
ever reach to touch her but there's
turns
nothing there?
65.
Do you
February
tell her that
16th.
you love her but she doesn't
Damn,
care? Does she tell you that you hurt her and you're unaware? Did you hear about a heaven now you're running there?
February
Do you think
17th.
about the fantasy
Most
and make
people would
believe?
say,
Do you cover up your
arguably,
eyes? You can't
nope.
wait to see.
Look,
Lately,
Mr.
I've
Michael
been having strange dreams. Paranoid they hate me.
turns
Everybody think I'm crazy. Baby,
60
can you
years
take
old,
me
man.
somewhere where the sky blue? You
Still
can
try to
lead the
give
way.
you
I
an
promise I'll be right behind you. I do. See myself as iconic. Getting high my
You got Jim Brown.
Ironic like a
Football player,
condom
activist, he turns
got him in my
87.
pocket. No time to worry.
Alright, you got
Hurry up
the
and light the
beautiful,
candles. Everybody,
Shantae
happy
Moore.
birthday. It's a birthday party. Send me a mother. Yeah.
You
Happy
got
birthday.
comedian, Larry the Cable Guy. Get it done. He turns 6 years old. Alright, February 18th. This is a special day for my one and only son, Christian. He turns 2.
Where's your son, Christian?
Yeah, he turns 2.
Happy birthday, Christian.
Say, big Christian. Alright, we also got one of the greatest producers to ever do it. Just recently got an award as well, the Grammys, Dr. Dre. Turns 58. Man, so is Cal for 200 mil.
And then Justin Bieber sold one song for 200 mil.
I'm about to say,
Now he sold his catalog for 200 mil also. His catalog
And
is
it's all
much,
for me. Who the
smaller
fuck
than
cares? They don't notice if I never go
a lot
and
of
show
people
my
like, yeah,
face.
you ain't sold that
They
shit.
looking for a reason they can celebrate.
Dre
I
got
hate
big.
to waste a vanilla cake that they
And then
made
last
for
but
me.
not
I
least,
tell
John
the same
Travolta.
stories they pretend they never heard them.
Alright, so that's all the birthdays. You guys, we had a credible show. Again, we have an OG veteran in the house,
Appreciate
Nima
y'all.
Williams,
Thank you.
coming through and blessing us with some laughs. And if you have not seen this episode by any chance, I don't know why you would even miss it, you can replay it. All right, you can see it on Roku TV, Pandora, Amazon Music, Google Play, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Facebook, Misfits of Comedy, Instagram, Misfits of Comedy, all one word. What else am I missing, Lab? YouTube, right? We on all platforms, pretty much. I try to name all of them. I can never fucking remember all 30-something of these motherfucking platforms. Either way, you can see it continuously in a loop, nonstop. There's no reason for you to say you haven't seen it, all right? So next week, we'll be here again, same time, same bat channel, 8 o'clock. See you guys next Wednesday. Misfits of Comedy. Peace.
Appreciate y'all.
Check. They be talking this and that. I need this, I need that. What about what I need, you know? Check. I need whoever won the Powerball to holler at me. I need women to stop thinking men will make them happy. I need Obama to say fuck it, let me free Mumia. I need Def Jam to treat Jada good as Bieber. I need my son to feel the cops wouldn't shoot him down. That's for Michael Brown. I need Nike and Jordan to build some high schools. I need Young Thugger to spend a summer with Ice Cube. I need my people drinking clean water up in Flint. I need nobody, keep my camp low. This is it. I need the world to know I'm who Jaden is talking about, and not the other way around. I needed to point that out. I need Cohibas and Macallan 12 in my glass. I need our daughters not to think they gotta show their ass. I need my very own reality show. The one moment, Miss Mona, I need creative control. Check. I need Trump to not really become the president. I need that Stephen A.V. DNA evidence. I need KD and Steph Curry on the Knicks.